free at last from the tyranny of matter.
So, the Stanley Cup of elections is tomorrow, and all is not well. The most anticipated election in a generation, and it's going to be ripe with corruption and twistedness. The only thing we can hope for is a fair and safe election, and the left doesn't go totally insane. I guess my cat's going to be on YouTube today. He's very happy where he is, so anyways. The most anticipated election of a generation. Don't get cocky, Trumpers. You still got to go out and vote. You had a rally this morning. I think there was 25,000 people there or something. Can't remember where it was, but he had a rally this morning. 25,000 people. And the polls keep on saying he's behind. He's behind in the polls. That just proves the demons of man are doing whatever they can to undermine this election. And the truth of the matter is, tomorrow night we probably will not know who won. Unless, of course, it's a landslide, a red tsunami, just waves across America. The only president who's ever won there's never been a president in the history of the American politics that has won every state. Every state. The only person who came close was Ronald Reagan back in the day. I can't remember what year it was. I think his first term. He won every state but 2. But if you've been paying attention to people on the interwebs, you know, New York might turn red. And California might turn red. But of course, there's going to be the contested states like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Florida. The only thing we can hope for, people, is that Orange Man Red wipes the whole map red. That's the only way he will never be contested. It's the only way. He will never be contested. There has to be absolutely no question that he won. He has to win the Electoral College and the popular vote. And that's a large task. You know, I noticed that Orange Man Rad is getting a lot better. Well, he's gotten a lot better in the last year or so. Anyways, a lot less name calling and a more presidential. Like I've said in previous videos, this election will determine what will happen for the next 30 years. The universe is lining. You know, Orange Man Rad is exactly what we need right now in this world of ignorance, in this age of ignorance. We need someone to stand up against the crony establishment, because it will reverberate around the world. You know, in Canada, we just had our last election in British Columbia, and the NDP won, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate because the NDP sucks. The NDP sucks. It's horrible. But again, I'm ignorant when it comes to Canadian politics, and especially provincial politics. I'm even more ignorant when it comes to provincial politics. But with the NDP win, more totalitarian regimes on the COVID hoax, I think I'm being shadow banned on YouTube. Although I'm a nobody, I have so few subscribers, my channel probably won't exist after. If Joe Biden gets elected, I probably won't have a YouTube channel anymore, because the freedom of speech will be annihilated. Our personal freedoms, our human rights will be annihilated. Because like I've said previously in previous videos, like I've been saying for the last year, I guess, is that Joe Biden is a Muppet. All he is a Muppet. The DNC is a globalist party. They want the New World Order. They want totalitarian regimes. They want authoritarianism. They want to control us like sheep. They want to control us, manipulate us, dictate to us what we can hear, what we can see, what we can talk about on the interweb. Sydney Watson did a video yesterday. She says that the right probably won't be violent, but I think that's a little bit naive. As much as I love Sydney Watson, if I could, I would marry that woman. Well, I've never met her, but I love her nonetheless. I love her. What is love but emotional detachment from reality? So yeah, I have no idea who Sydney Watson is personally. But all I know is that she's one of my favorite people on the interweb. I think she's in a relationship right now, though, because her videos have like really, she used to be pretty consistent once a week, but now she's like once every month or so. But anyways, I think she's just been busy. Whatever, don't matter. I miss seeing her, and when I do see her, I like seeing her. But anyways, she said that the right won't get violent. I think that's a pretty good assumption, but the bottom line is if POTUS loses, like he just did a rally this morning. I think he's doing like 4 rallies this morning, today. I think he's doing 4 or 5 rallies today. I'm not even sure. I know that he was somewhere and then he hopped on Air Force One to go somewhere else. Like he's gonna campaign all the way up to 0 hour. We have less than 24 hours to change the world now. And like I've said in many other videos, this is the most important election in a generation, for sure. Whatever happens tomorrow night, unless, of course, POTUS wins in a red tsunami, and there cannot be any question who won, who the people voted for. There cannot be any question. It has to be all or nothing, basically. But it's historic in the fact that California may turn red. California used to be a red state during the Reagan era and beyond, and but it hasn't been a red state in a very, very long time. But every one of these demon rats need to be annihilated, removed from power. They have forsaken the right to rule. They have destroyed America. They have destroyed the school system from kindergarten to college. It's time for real change. I'm coming from Canada, obviously, patriot, obviously a patriot. Oh, Canada, God keep our land glorious and free. But the bottom line is, the reason why the whole world's so interested in what happens in the States is because POTUS has promised to drain that swamp, and that swamp is deep and wide. It goes around the world. You know, with critical race theory, POTUS abolishing critical race theory, POTUS making strides to end the globalist agenda. He needs to win because he's already built the foundation, and POTUS needs to finish his work. Because whatever POTUS does in the next 4 years is going to reverberate around the world. And this whole COVID hoax will probably disappear within weeks of POTUS being reelected. And like Sidney Watson said, and many others, even myself, once POTUS gets reelected, he won't have to be so gentle with the deep state. He won't have to be so gentle. He won't have to be so gentle and kind of, I guess, for lack of a better word, condescending. I know that POTUS has a plan. I know that POTUS has a plan to change the world. Like, people don't really realize in the States how important the United States is to the rest of the world. You know, basically the United States is the center hub of the rest of the world. What goes south reverberates around the world. And if POTUS is successful in draining the swamp, there is going to be a lot of change. I think that we are going to go through a time of absolute chaos. But once, especially with the unhinged left, with the lefties, unhinged, the useful idiots of the world, that have not a single brain cell to rub between the two of them. Come here, baby. come here. This is my big fat cat. Hey, look. Look. Right there. This is my big fat cat. His name is Milo Tigurius Saperzalot. He is the greatest creature on this planet. And yeah, he can't be here. Come on. But this crazy world that we're living in, this age of ignorance, I am coining that age of ignorance. And if anybody uses that, they must pay me 5 cents, a nickel every time they use the age of ignorance. You know, if 1 million people use age of ignorance 1 million times, that's quite a bit of nickels. But I'm coining it. I'm the only person who said that in all of the world. Age of ignorance is mine. I have authority on that phrase. Yeah, right. But anyways, my account's being shadow banned anyways, so the only person who watches my videos is maybe the few people that I have subscribed to me. And my channel probably won't exist for much longer anyway. Because the bottom line is that the demons of man, they want to destroy everything. You know, and they don't want free speech. They don't want just everyday ordinary people dictating to the world what might happen. Not saying that I do, but you know, people like Tim Pool and stuff like that. There's many great creators on the YouTubes that are truly digital warriors, that have truly enlightened a large majority of people. And that's why, you know, Google, Facebook, Twitter are censoring people, because they have to have an ignorant population. They have to have an ignorant population in order to maintain control and to bring in the New World Order. So anybody who has a free mind will be censored and destroyed if Joe Biden gets in. Like, it's not hyperbolic. This is the most important election in a generation for sure. Everything is in play, like I've said before in many other videos, for the New World Order. You know, it seems like I'm repeating myself a lot, and I am probably, because this is a constant thing on my mind. And I want to just, even if I'm long dead, somebody will see this video one day and go, well, he was absolutely right. Even if it's like 30 years from now. I haven't really been into playing guitar lately, but nobody wants to hear me play guitar anyway. But yeah, no, it's been a long, hard year. You know, the year is, we're just about into 2021. Only another 2 months to go. Woo! And a new year comes. For me, I celebrate New Year, Chinese New Year. It makes more sense to me to celebrate New Year in February. Because January, I don't know. That's a Christian calendar that they use. January as the coming of the new year. There's always been a time, and before Christianity, the new year, depending on the culture, was in December or October. The moon cycles, right? The moon cycles was where the year was that started the new year was the start of the new lunar cycle. Like, I can't remember. I'm going off of topic, like I had a topic to begin with, but Sydney Watson saying that the right's probably not going to get violent, and I cordially disagree with her. Because the bottom line is, just today, POTUS did a rally, it had like 25,000 people. Every rally he does, and just in Pennsylvania the other day, he had 57,000 people. 57,000 people. And then all the boat parades and all the Trump parades all around the United States of America right now, with like hundreds and hundreds of cars, and all the rallies in Canada. We've had Trump rallies in Canada, not technically Trump rallies, but Canadians for Trump. We've had a few rallies for Canadians for Trump, all over Canada. The whole world is watching what goes on in the States right now. And we, the people, love Donald Trump. If you're not living in some left-wing echo chamber and you've actually paid attention for the last 4 years on what's been said and what's been done, I have to correct myself. I thought that, I think it was Tim Pool actually maybe said that he was nominated for a 4th Nobel Peace Prize, but it's only 3. He's only been nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. Donald Trump's been nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes, and he deserves it. He deserves it more than Obama ever did. It's like what they said. Who said it? I can't remember. Somebody on the interweb. Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize for basically being a black man. Basically, that's what he got a Nobel Peace Prize for absolutely doing nothing. And his first year of second term, I guess it would have been, or maybe his first term, I can't remember. But he bombed Syria. How many wars did Obama create? Obama is evil, just like the rest of the Demon Rat Party. But if you're in your left-wing echo chamber, you think Obama is this Messiah. He's a Messiah, all right. The fallen Messiah. The Antichrist. Nah, he wasn't the Antichrist. He's stupid to be the Antichrist. But anyways, Obama never deserved his Nobel Peace Prize. And it should be taken away from him and give it to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has done more in 4 years than any other president in recent history. It's like his slogan says, I've done more in 47 months. I guess it'd be 48 months now, but he's done more in 48 months than Joe Biden's done in 47 years. And that's absolutely true. Donald Trump hasn't stopped working. From the first day he started being president of the United States, he has not stopped working for we the people. And we the people must, the very least we can do is support him. There needs to be a red tsunami, go across the United States. A red wave that just decimates the Democratic Party of America. They are evil, corrupt cronies. The rhinos and dinos alike. Milo, come on. You can't be here. The rhinos and dinos alike. They're corrupt and they are evil. And it takes somebody like Donald Trump to drain that swamp. Because he's not atoning for anything. He doesn't need to atone for anything. All he's done is work hard for the American people and abroad. Like he has done more for the world than any other president in recent history and recent memory. As far as I'm concerned, like I've only been on this planet for 4 decades, and I have never, ever known a president to do more than Donald Trump. Anyways, all is not well, though. All is not well. The truth of the matter is, there's so much corruption in the United States government and the deep state and whatever else you have. Like, for a while there, the deep state was a conspiracy, but then it was proved to be fact, right? Before, they wouldn't even mention the deep state. But now it's kind of common knowledge, the deep state. And, the globalists are doing everything in their power to undermine the United States of America. Because, like I've said in previous videos, like I've been saying for the last year and a half, the globalists have infected most of Europe, Canada, Australia, China. China being the prototype for the New World Order. China has gained so much power in the last decade that it has undermined the whole world. And the globalist agenda is a Chinese-style communism. It's like Ronald Reagan said back, I don't know how many years ago. I don't know, maybe during his second term, first term, I can't remember. But he says if communism ever came to the United States of America, it would be a liberal-controlled party or liberal-controlled government. And he's absolutely right. Like in Canada, communism is becoming more and more part of everyday life in Canada. They want to track us. They want to do all sorts of things. Because Justin Trudeau is a globalist. He is allowing Canada to become a communist country. Unfortunately, in Canada, we do not have a Bill of Rights like they do in the United States. We have an English-style political system here. We don't have we have a Charter of Rights, but it's ambiguous at the very least. At the very most, it's just ambiguous. Because basically in Canadian Charter of Rights, we don't really have any rights in Canada. We really don't. The government can come and take our rights away anytime they want. Just like they do in the UK and England. You got to understand that the globalists have infected a large portion of Europe. So that means Ireland, Scotland, England, Spain, France. So all these totalitarian rules that have come down upon the people of the world, we the people, all these totalitarian regimes with the COVID-19 84, it's all part of the globalist agenda. People are saying, oh, well, they're just taking advantage of a crisis. No. Never. What did Hillary Clinton say? Never let a good crisis go. Never let a good crisis go unchecked or whatever. What did she say? Always take advantage of a good crisis. The whole fucking The whole COVID 1984 thing is because Donald Trump put tariffs on China. So he awoke the sleeping dragon. So, and he's absolutely right when he said that China shut down their own country while welding people in their house, locking people in their house with welded barricades so they couldn't leave their house. Well, we can't forget about all the concentration camps in China for patriots. And that's what's going to happen. If Joe Biden gets elected, they're going to round up all the patriots, all the people who supported Trump. Like I've said in other videos too, they've been emptying out prisons for the last year and a half, roughly, last year and a half or so, a year or so. They've been emptying out prisons all around the world, in Canada, United States, the UK, whatever. Because anybody with dissenting opinion, aka wrongthink, will be thrown in jail, re-education camps, just like communist Russia and communist China. And this is not hyperbole. This is not just a conspiracy. The globalists are in control of the world. The elites of the world are in control. Well, they think they're in control. And that's why they're fighting tooth and nail to end POTUS. Because single-handedly, come on now, get out of here. Single-handedly, POTUS has undermined and built foundation for a new world order, yes, but not the new world order that the globalists and the elites of the world want. POTUS has single-handedly put things in place to bring freedom to the world, to maintain freedom. You know, with him making deals with India and taking China's power away, he has disturbed the balance of power. India is the second highest population of the world, and capitalism has pulled millions and millions and millions of people out of poverty. But the elitists and the globalists, they don't want capitalism because that means that people have the freedom to own land and property and to maintain wealth and to grow wealth. In a communist world, they like to label it as a social democracy. There is no such thing as a social democrat. There is no such thing as a socialist democracy. There's either socialism or democracy. There is no such thing as socialist democrat. It's a fucking lie. Because socialism hinges on controlling the people. So the elites can maintain their wealth. And like if you've noticed with this whole COVID 1984 thing, you know, small business has been decimated. And all the while, you know, liquor stores, liquor stores in Canada, we basically decriminalized marijuana, legalized marijuana. That's the one great thing. That's the only thing that Justin Cock Trudeau has done for Canada is legalize marijuana. I don't smoke marijuana, but those who do shouldn't be put in jail for marijuana. It was always my stance that decriminalization of marijuana is stupid, but it's always been my stance that decriminalization should be marijuana and like other drugs like mushrooms or, any natural drug like mushrooms or peyote or, I guess it would be like heroin. But, whatever. Back in the early 1900s, heroin was illegal, so there's peyote dens all over the world. China made millions and millions of dollars in the opiates. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I went to war in Afghanistan, in Iraq. Well, it's one of the reasons why we're still in Afghanistan, actually, is to protect the poppy fields for the opiates, for the pharmaceuticals. Because opiates are almost in every drug that is prescribed, opiates. And that's why in Canada, we still have troops in Afghanistan. But that is the only good thing that Justin Cock Trudeau ever did, was legalize marijuana in Canada. I've never been in favor of legalization of marijuana. I've always been in favor of decriminalize marijuana and other natural drugs like opiates and also like mushrooms, and even LSD at a certain degree is actually a natural thing that happens in nature without changing it chemically. Unlike cocaine and other hard drugs like crank and crystal meth and other drugs. But even cocaine, if you have cocaine from its raw source, you're not going to get all fucked up and addicted to it, because actually it just numbs your lips. But because of the chemical change that they make cocaine from, that's what causes the dopamine, and it's because it's been chemically altered. But things like marijuana, things like mushrooms, things like LSD happens when rye wheat ferments, and it's a chemical reaction that happens naturally. There is nothing that's man-made in that LSD. Well, initially, and there's lots of lots of psychedelic drugs that grow naturally, and for many, many moons, the human race used a lot of psychedelics to get closer to the gods and to understand the greater aspect of reality. And a lot of the shamans and stuff would eat mushrooms and stuff like that to connect with their gods. Even the old Vikings, the berserkers, used to eat mushrooms before they went into battle. But these things are natural drugs, natural psychedelics that should just be like totally decriminalized. But I never believed in legalization of marijuana. I never believed in it, because living in BC, I know a lot of growers, and a lot of people, have been thrown in jail over the years because of cultivation of marijuana. And I don't really agree with that. But so that's the only one good thing that Justin Cock Trudeau ever did you agree or disagree that legalization of marijuana was a good thing for the most part. I would have preferred decriminalization, and then all the people who ever got thrown in jail for marijuana use or having more than a few pounds on them would have gotten exonerated from jail, and criminal record absolutely expunged. But decriminalization of marijuana should be the rallying cry for anybody who smokes weed, but legalization is bad. Legalization of marijuana is bad because that means that you're just giving more taxes to the government. Like, I go to a dispensary in Canada here. If I ever feel like smoking a joint or whatever, I'll go to the dispensary, and I'm paying like $10 for a crappy joint, and I could go to my friends who grow weed, and and I have much better weed for half the price. So I've always been an ambassador of decriminalization instead of legalization, but the libtards of the world don't understand the difference between decriminalization and legalization. Legalization just basically gives taxes to the government. A little bit off. I really need to start writing scripts so I don't fucking lose my talking points, because now I'm totally forgot what I was talking about before I started talking about this and that. But this election is like the Super Bowl of all elections. Whew! Less than 24 hours to go before the world changes forever. Whatever happens tomorrow will change the world for the next 30 years. And there is a point in time. We got to bookmark this part in time. November, we must remember. The 5th of November. November, the 5th of November. Now it is a time like no other, and all is not well. Because we can't get cocky, people, because the bottom line is what's going to happen is we're not going to find out who won tomorrow night. So if you think that we're going to learn who wins the election tomorrow night, you're a bit naive, because we're not going to find out who won the election tomorrow night. And it's like I said in previous videos, it's going to look like Trump won, but as the mail-in ballots come in, Trump's power is going to wane. So the only way that this election will not be contested is if Donald Trump wins, hands down. A red tsunami just wipes over the United States of America. Because if there's any question whatsoever on who won the election tomorrow night, it's going to be dragged out until January 21st. Because, like I've said in many other videos before, the demons of man will always tell you what they're going to do just before they do it. And less than a week ago, you had Nancy Pelosi coming out and saying, regardless of what happens November 3rd, Joe Biden will be president of the United States January 20th. So she basically said that they will not accept the results of the election tomorrow night. And I know that POTUS has been working really hard to make sure that Supreme Court hearings and whatever else, to make sure that we do hear who wins the election tomorrow night. Well, November 4th, November 5th. Remember, November 5th. Always remember November 5th. Because this is a revolution, man. The revolution will not be televised. Every person that can vote in the United States election needs to vote. There cannot be any question who wins tomorrow night. Because if there is any question, these demon rats will not concede. You have Nancy Pelosi less than a week ago, like I said earlier, less than a week ago, coming out and saying no matter the count on November 3rd, Joe Biden will be the President of the United States January 21st. January 20th. Because they're going to drag it out. And there's some constitutional thing there. I just love how these demon rats say, Donald Trump must accept defeat. When for 4 years now, the Democrats have never conceded. They have never acknowledged this president as a legitimate president. And Donald Trump has done more in 48 months. I know he likes to say 47 months, but it's been months. 1 month's passed since he said 47 months. So it's 48 months. Donald Trump has done more in 48 months than 47 years of Joe Biden or the Democratic Party of America. If anything, Donald Trump has done more positive. You can say what you will about Donald Trump, but he's created more positive energy in this world than any other president in recent history. He has brought peace to the Middle East. He is constantly working for we, the people. He is the people's president. He is the first people's president in my lifetime. I'm not an American. I'm actually envious. I'm actually very envious. I wish I could move to the States right now and vote. I would love to vote for Donald Trump. I would love to see these demon rats annihilated, completely decimated, completely wiped off the face of the planet. They are so corrupt and twisted, satanic, evil. I would love if I could, but I can't because I'm a Canadian. I didn't vote for Justin Cock Trudeau, but he got in anyway. And you know what? I wish I could vote for the people's president. Like I've said before, I would trade 10 Justins for one Trump, for one Donald. And like I've also said in many other videos, is that Canadians realize what it's like to have a totalitarian government, an authoritarian government, a government that totally infringes on our human rights, a government that constantly lies, a government that doesn't have the best interests of the people in mind. All they care about is making money and and controlling the masses. Canadians know firsthand what it's like to have a far left totalitarian government. The Liberals have been in power in Canada for as long as I can remember. There's only been maybe once or twice in my existence on this planet that Canada's been without a Liberal government. Well, the Liberals aren't Democrats. Technically, no, they're not. Technically, they're not. But the ideology is the same. Liberals are globalists, are socialists. And now with the fact that the NDP won the provincial election here in Canada, and where I am, British Columbia, the NDP won, like, I think it was like, what, 22 to 39 or something like that. But day one, the NDP decided to bring in mandatory masks. Dehumanize, demoralize, depopulate. The mask-wearing sheeple, they need to be exposed. They will be the death of us all. But yes, as a Canadian, I know what it's like to have a totalitarian government, a government that fringes on our human rights, a government that cares little for the working class person. And I am truly envious of the United States, because I would give 10 Justins for one Donald. And I think most Canadians think the same way as I do. Because in Canada, we love Donald Trump. We do. It's not even a question. We love him. We like strength. And Donald Trump is the lion and we are the sheep. And we must support POTUS, and I hope and pray there's less than 24 hours left before the end of the election that will dictate what happens for the next 30 years. This is the greatest election in the history of elections in a generation or so. And we, the people, if you cherish freedom and love, if you cherish freedom of speech, human rights, equality, Donald Trump needs to be elected. Donald Trump needs to win so he can finish his work. I know that my videos aren't getting out there to very many people, but I implore you, those who do see my videos, if you feel the need, or you feel that I have anything good to say, spread it. Spread the word. Make your own video. Spread the word. Make sure that Donald Trump is elected. We have less than 24 hours to change the world. So, and all is not well. All is not well, because our democracy is being attacked. The democracy of the United States is being undermined. We, the people, must unite under one banner to end the tyranny, to end the corruption, to bring forth a new generation of peace and love. Live in light. Where we go, one. we go on.